Hello everybody, this is Jeremy from Aflac, and just putting this video here together today, and really the purpose behind it is to give you a walkthrough demonstration of the enrollment site for Aflac in case you'd like to participate, and maybe a little bit more information. So first and foremost, hopefully you've already made it here, but we're just right on UFCW951.com, and from here you'll see right on the home screen there's a picture of the duck. And now once I'm inside, this gives a little bit of an explanation on the program. And down here we have a couple of different product videos that are available. So the first product that we have available is an accident policy. And what this is going to do is going to cover you for any injury that occurs 24 hours a day, on or off the job. If you get hurt and you seek treatment, Aflac is going to send cash directly to you. So the beauty of Aflac, unlike the health insurance that pays doctors and pays the hospitals, Aflac is going to send money directly to you, and then you can use that money however you need to. So if you need to use it for the medical bills, you can use it for the medical bills. Or if you need to use it for the bills at home, you can use it to help cover the bills at home. So this is a relationship between you and Aflac, and your employer will not know about the benefits that you receive. So the accident plan, if you have a minor injury, say you cut yourself, you get a few stitches, go in, you submit your claim to Aflac, which is a very simple process. It's usually about 1 or 2 pages, and you can contact Aflac directly, or you can contact myself. And I'll show you where that contact information is. They'll send you a check in about, with mail time, takes probably about 10 days, you get that check, and it'll probably be about $300 for those stitches. Now if it's more serious and you're looking at maybe a broken bone, an overnight stay in the hospital, it's probably going to be closer to about $3,000 or $4,000. And I just kind of use those two examples to show that the more serious the injury, the more Aflac is going to pay you, because we know it's going to impact your income a little bit greater. So that's the accident policy. The second plan here is a critical illness policy. And the critical illness policy, what this is going to protect against are the serious illnesses. And God forbid, heart attack, stroke, a diagnosis of internal cancer, or even heart bypass surgery were to occur, then Aflac would send you a check for either $5,000 or $10,000. And then you can use that money for wherever you need to. So as you can see, those are the pretty serious illnesses. You're probably looking at having to reach your deductible and possibly your max out of pocket on your health insurance. And people battling cancer, heart attack, stroke, a check of $5,000 or $10,000 would really help that family out in a time of need. So those are this quick run through, and here's 2 videos that actually give a little bit more information, but I just want to give a quick run through since I'm here. Now if you decided, you know what, I'd like to get a little more information, or maybe I'd like to enroll, there's this option that says click here, and when you click here, where that's going to bring you is to the Aflac page that's built, and this is built just for the members of UFCW951. So here's another overview video that talks about why Aflac, and explaining how the health insurance just doesn't cover all the bills. So from this screen you can see I can either apply now, or if I want to get a little more details on the plans, you can go to the plans, select the accident policy, and I'll have the overview. I can click on the plans and look at the brochures. More importantly, people are interested in the rates. So the beauty of Aflac is that you can put coverage not only on yourself as the member, but you can put coverage on the entire family. And where this is important is, sometimes if maybe it's a spouse or a child that are in the hospital due to an injury or a critical illness, if you have the short-term disability that may or may not be available through your employer, this is coverage on the family, and disability doesn't protect that. But if you have, say, a child covered on an accident policy and they were hurting in the hospital, Aflac's going to pay you the benefits that are listed in the brochure so that you can afford to be with your child during that time. So again, you can look through here. Those are the rates, and on the critical illness, here's the nice thing, all you do is just find your age, and then either, like I said, that $5,000 or $10,000 benefit. So if I'm a 40 to 49-year-old, it doesn't matter whether or not you smoke. There's no, this plan is guaranteed issue for this enrollment, which means they might ask a couple of questions, but it's not going to determine your eligibility. So 40 to 49, a $10,000 benefit, God forbid, heart attack, stroke, cancer, it would be $5.71, and these are the weekly premiums. And then if you'd like to cover a spouse, your spouse, we just find their age, and the spouses are eligible for $5,000 benefit. And one of the nice things about this program is that kids are covered at no additional cost, and we pay out half of what the member election is. So if I chose that you know, $10,000 or 25% benefit, sorry, $2,500 would be paid if, God forbid, something happened to a kid. And there's no additional premium for that, so it's kind of a nice thing. So I'm set here. Maybe support, contact us. And the reason I want to point this out is I'm Jeremy, I'm your agent. So you have, here is my email address, jeremy_cooey@us.aflac.com. And then my phone number, this is my cell phone number. So I'm not here to hide from anybody. If you need to get a hold of me, if you have questions about the policy or need help with a claim, you can contact me directly, or our customer service team, you know, down the road, filing a claim. They're very, very helpful, and they can go get you set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go apply now on the group accident, and from this screen, this is going to tell me the information that I need, and I'm going to click that Aflac at Work, and that's going to bring me out here to my enrollment. Now what I've done is I've entered we'll just call it a dummy into the system so I can walk you through the enrollment. So here where it says employee ID or social security number, what this is actually asking for is your union member ID. So if you do not have your union member ID, all you'll need to do is call the local 951 office and let them know you want to get set up with Aflac and you need your union member ID. And so that's going to be very helpful. And now here for your PIN, what your PIN is going to be is, the PIN is going to be, it's a combination. It's the first two letters of your last name, it's the last two numbers of your member ID, and the last two numbers of the year that you were born. Okay, so I know that may sound a little bit confusing, but there's one-page instructions that will be posted on the union website, as well as on that previous screen on how to apply. There's an example that will be built there to show you that combination so that you can have that written down, because you'll need that PIN again when you go through and actually sign your application. So for this case, I'm using Mickey Mouse, and so I'm going to use MO, and then the last two numbers of the member ID here are going to be 4 and 5, and I said that Mickey Mouse was born in 1980. And I'm going to hit log in, and now what this is doing, because we had an enrollment last year, I need to go ahead and select the 2016 enrollment, and then I will just go ahead and enter that PIN again. Now if you're a new employee since the last enrollment, that option may not be there, but this one is. So now here's the home screen. This is what you log into. Again, my information is right here in case you need to reach me. And really all we need to do is just click next. And what this is going to do is it's going to take us right through all the steps. And there is some required information that we do need. You'll notice here Social Security number is a required field, and this is because it's an insurance policy. It's the easiest way for us to find you and to verify that you are you. And we do not have the Social Security, so you'll have to enter that, but I just want you to see it's going to star everything out. We cannot see it. And the other thing, if you notice on this website, it says HTTPS. That S means secure website. So we follow a lot of the same encryption that's done with any of the online banks, or maybe your personal bank or credit union that you have back home. So the required information, you'll need your Social Security number. Verify. What we're doing here is we're verifying a lot of this information. If the address is incorrect, you can just quickly highlight it and type over it. Just want to make sure this is the address that we will send your policy information to, so you want to verify that all the address information is correct. And then a mobile phone number if you have. The reason mobile phone is important is if anything were to happen with one of the bank drafts, they would send you a text message, and they make it very, very easy for you to go ahead and get that corrected. So I'm just going to have that information. I'm going to click next. And now this is the screen if I wanted to add any dependents, any spouse or child. If they're going to enroll in coverage, this is the screen that you would add them. So if I simply hit the add button, let's add Minnie Mouse, born on the same day. Just make up a social, female, not a full-time student, not handicapped. Same address as the employee, so that's nice there if you need to add somebody, and let's just hit save. So there, now you can see I've added Minnie, and what that's going to allow me to do is enroll in husband and wife coverage once I get to those screens. So now once I have all, and if you had to add children, you'd go through that same process and just click add. Now I'll click next. Now these are the options that we have available. There's the group accident insurance, there's the critical illness for the employee, and then critical illness for the spouse. And so the only reason the spouse is going to show is because I added that. So I'm just going to click next, and what it's going to do is it's going to walk me right through the screen. So now here's a copy of the brochure in case you wanted to review anything else, but that brochure is also posted on that first site that we were at that had all the information. You'll see here what it's going to allow me to do is I can apply for coverage or waive this coverage. So if you want to apply for coverage, you'll notice here it's a little bit darker, employee only or employee and spouse. It won't let me choose employee and children. So based on the dependents that you add, that's going to default and allow you to choose the right coverage so you don't make any wrong selections. So I'm just going to choose the coverage, say I wish to apply for this coverage, and click next. And now the beneficiary here, I can add a beneficiary, and it's going to be a similar process to adding a dependent. But because I added a dependent, I can just go ahead and leave it at Minnie Mouse, primary at 100%. Or they have a default here to your estate in case you're not sure who you want to leave it to. You can always call the customer service line and make that change later. But you'll have to list a beneficiary because the accident policy does have accidental death benefits built into it. So you're currently working full-time for the union listed above. That answer is yes. As long as you're working more than 16 hours a week, you're eligible for coverage. So 16 hours is what we are considering as full-time for the AFLAC benefits. And is my spouse disabled? No. And are we replacing an existing AFLAC policy? No. And are we replacing any insurance? No. So what this is just doing is just a couple of questions that we have to ask to complete the application. Here, what you're going to do is certify that, to the best of your knowledge, everything is correct, and also, so yes, I understand and agree that the PIN that we're going to enter will use as your signature. So go ahead, and that's really what we're doing here is we're just verifying the information and also on those underwriting questions. So now you can see here coverage level. One last thing to do is just confirm the election. So this is saying it's going to be $6.80 per week. That's for husband and wife coverage. Go ahead and hit confirm. So now you can see it's taking me right to the next policy that's available, which is the critical illness. Here's the brochure that's available. I'm just going to click next. Now I can apply for coverage. So you can see here, this is just a sliding scale. I can move it from 0 to 5,000 to 10,000. So $10,000, and this is going to be just for the employee. So I'm going to go ahead and just say I want to apply for this coverage and click next. Same thing, Minnie is my beneficiary. Just a couple of quick underwriting questions are going to be same as the accident plan. It's not replacing any insurance. And then again, those underwriting questions saying yes, to the best of my knowledge, these answers are accurate, and yes to the PIN being your electronic signature. The other thing here, pre-existing conditions, and the way the pre-existing conditions, if you've been diagnosed for anything 12 months prior to May 1st, just that incident itself will not be covered for the first 12 months. So because this is a critical illness policy, if I was diagnosed with a cancer, God forbid, 8 months ago, I'd still be eligible for coverage, but it's not going to go back and pay for that cancer because the diagnosis has already occurred. If you're free and clear for a full 12 months, God forbid something come back, then we would go ahead and you'd be eligible for those benefits at that time. So just like the previous on the accident plan, I'm going to confirm my election, and now it's going to bring me to the spouse election. Now, if you did not have a dependent, this will not be here, but I'm going to go ahead and apply for coverage, $1.53. Not too bad. Or is Minnie disabled? So again, I'm trying to go through this. You guys have seen this here, so I'm going to click through these real quick. A lot of the same information. Again, read through this stuff because you're verifying yes, all the information is accurate. And yes, I understand the pre-existing conditions. Yes, I'll use my electronic signature. You can see here I have my little status going. I'm going to confirm my election. And now we're to the payment screen. So the way the payments work, because this is an agreement that Aflac has with UFCW951, it's not with your employer group. We have to have Piedmont comes in, and what they do is they do a bank draft every Friday starting May 6th. So every Friday starting May 6th, coverage actually goes into effect on May 1st, and we won't draft any money until May 6th. So because we're using Piedmont, there is a $1.16 fee. It's an administrative fee, and that's the only way that we're able to get this program to work. But really what it breaks down to is it's $5 a month, and that's for you to get the Aflac coverages. And both the accident excuse me, and the critical illness policies both have wellness benefits. So if you go in for a preventative checkup every year, we can give you $50 a year to go in for that exam. And if you have the critical illness policy and go in for a preventative cancer or heart screening, then that would be an additional $50. So really a way for you to recoup that administrative fee. Now, excuse me, type of account, personal checking. What is my account number? You'll enter that in. And you'll see here if you zoom on a check, if you have a copy of a check, your account number is going to be right here, and your routing number will be right here. So the routing number is going to be 9 digits long. And the name is Mickey's Bank. So just type the name. If you're Meyer Credit Union or whatever, Chase Bank, just type the name of the bank there. And here we're almost done. We're going to just verify this information. Are you satisfied with your elections? Do you need to make some changes? Here's how you go ahead and do that. And it's going to be a review of the coverage. So we have the accident coverage. ES means employee and spouse. That's $6.80. $2.67 for the employee critical illness. $1.53 for the spouse. So that total is $11. Click next. And now you'll have here is the last confirmation that we have is just a final summary showing, all right, just review your plans, make sure we have all the information correct. And the last thing to sign your form, what you're doing is you're signing here to give Piedmont permission to deduct from your bank account every Friday starting May 6th for the total of this $11 plus the $1.16 administrative fee. So the total draft would be $12.16. And the thing, just keep in mind, when it shows up on your bank statement, it's going to say Piedmont. It will not say Aflac. Piedmont's collecting all the money from all the union members that are participating, and then they're going to reconcile the bill and send all of your money to Aflac. So now here on this last pin, what this is again is I'm just going to verify the same pin I used to log into the system. So it was the first two letters of the last name, so MO, the last two numbers of the member ID, which were 45, and the year of birth, which was 80. And I'm going to sign the form. So now what's done here, it says, congratulations, it's complete, and you are done. So you can verify the information here if you'd like. You could review a benefit summary if you would like to, and that's something if you wanted to print that for your records. You could go ahead and pop open that benefit summary and review it for your records. Otherwise, if you're done, all you need to do is just simply hit log out. And so now all the information is here. If I want to go back to this from a support standpoint, this website is live 7 days a week throughout the course of the year, not just during open enrollment. So if you ever need information, you can come back, and this is where you can contact me, or you can contact Aflac if you need help with customer service rep. And this website, it's a little bit different, but it's www.aflac.com/UFCW951. So hopefully this information helps you out and helps you guys to get enrolled. If you have any questions, there's my phone number and my email address. Feel free to reach out to me. If it's a simple question, you can even shoot me a text, and I'll help you out. So thank you so much, and look forward to providing you any level of service that we're able to here.